Welcome to UnScripted. Quick note before we begin. The cast and crew will accept zero responsibility or liability for any decisions that listeners make after listening to us, be that good or otherwise. Honestly, people, do not take life advice from us, as we are not experts in anything useful. We're simply here to share our opinions and hopefully provoke thought and not wrath. And of course, if we hurt your feelings, that will be addressed at some point in life. But hopefully today is not that day. So listen responsibly and enjoy.
All right, so people, no, this is not what it looks like.
What it look like?
No, that's the start, This is not what it looks like. This is not my real face, and this is not the chair that Koffy would sit in. All right, so let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Koffy is on maternity.
Yes, paternity.
Koffy is at home drinking tea.
Yeah.
So for the time being, welcome to UnScripted. Big up.
Yeah.
T.O.
Yeah.
K.
That me that.
Yeah.
I'm Craig T.
My crew.
That's his eye.
All right.
That is me.
And the girl them insurance policy.
Banger. Otis banger. Yeah.
No. The girl them insurance policy.
You might not
Girl, them
recognize
expensive.
him without the bow tie.
Yeah, me not recognize myself.
But is it?
It feel weird. But I try work it, but same one.
Yeah.
If this was being caught, move, they would have known say you.
Well, they need it.
They would have
need it. Signature.
They would have known say you.
We'll work with it.
All right, so.
Who you?
Me?
Yeah.
I are the one. I want Jim.
Actually, I'm more than one Rodney.
I told them.
All right.
No, I are the one. Killer are the three. All right.
Now I get it.
All I know is Rodney. Yeah. Campbell, my father name. So.
Fear.
See it.
Fear.
All right, so today we decided we wanted to talk.
Three
kings. Kings are we three. All right. Decided we wanted to look at equality.
Mm.
We keep hearing this story about whether or not men and women should be equal.
So it's equality amongst the two genders.
Yeah.
Two. We not go too far.
There's only.
Yeah, we just keep it simple today.
Yeah.
Just equality.
God kept it simple, if you never want to complicate it.
Yeah. We not try complicated.
Good.
So whether or not they are equal, can be equal, should be equal, and this is in reality or by perception. How they should be seen, whether it is so or not so. And we could start the reasoning. On an interview up at embassy, so we just are reasoning.
Well, who are vex, you know?
So the question really is: Are men and women equal?
Hold on, you're talking about equal in a relationship.
Are they equal?
Are equal in society? Are equal? Can you have equality?
No, we have the context.
Yeah.
So when there's society, business, relationship.
So you have to break it down because we know saying education and in the institutions, we see that we should be equal, but performance-wise, females have been outpacing males when it comes to the usual or the traditional scholastic academic courses that are being pursued. So I don't think we reach equal yet when it comes to the technical stuff.
Hold on. Let's put it then. If it's school well upon, does it then mean that those results tell us that women are brighter than men?
It's an impasse. Yeah. That's it mean.
No.
Impasse.
Are we equally doing the same amount?
Why you proclaim as bright?
No. The reason is them say boys are far more distracted, and there are several factors. So that because the girls are more time than not focused, them obviously going to get better results.
But you see, if you go so deep, it will go hard for figure it out.
No. I'm saying it can't be that we're going to simply say, we do it every year now. Look at the results. See the woman, but we refuse to understand, say, that scenario have some mitigating factors that going to make the end result different.
Yeah, but Rodney, that is part of why you have all boys school and all girls school and them they think that for divide the distraction, for ensure so when you go to school you can focus. But at the same time, the results coming out of the schools, whether it is same sex or both sex, it's still the female are still rising in every space.
Well, I think
when it comes to academics,
I think we've said it here before. That societally, we don't condition boys to be.
Or is it not
the most positive
what
thing?
we are teaching and how we are teaching it is not necessarily the way that most boys learn. As such, you might find that.
So you're saying you don't think that is an equal plane them learning from then?
No. I believe our school system is not like life training, which is why boys might operate stronger when it comes to being an entrepreneur and them risky stuff. But the truth is, the school is such a protected space. It's a sheltered, structured, space
so
that persons who are comfortable will thrive.
So we end up with men, because the boys become men.
Sooner or later, most of them.
So we end up with more dysfunction and more organization. The dysfunction over there is up to the man them and organization.
Yeah.
And that of course is not equal. I don't know, Craig I think about it, You ponder and I wonder.
No, because I see it all the time. Like when you check numbers all over, like you name the study, you find that women generally excel in academics more than our girls excel more than the boys. But so I just did a quick Google search a while ago, like top 10 smartest, and probably 8 boys in there and 2 girls. So still at the top of the academic field, you still have the majority being
men,
boys.
Male. Right. So it is a lot of times I look at things speculatively. So I look through numbers and stuff like that. I try to internalize things and base them off of what I really believe is the root cause of it. And I feel like men in general are hardwired to perform according to a need or a necessity. And the truth is, in schools don't provide that. There's no need really for us to excel academically.
But Craig, I
to pass a test.
No need or no incentive, nothing.
That's what I'm saying. There's no real condition or consequence to it, except not having a piece of paper.
Except bad grades.
Craig, remember this. And men are also naturally disruptive. Boys are more disruptive and combative.
Is it that we are more disruptive?
We are more wired from boys.
Or we have been allowed to be wired and we have contained girls.
No man,
so they've never become
all studies have showed you that boys, they are naturally the wild ones run up and down.
We are made for the jungle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We were wired to be hunters.
We want to test
from day one.
We won't just readily accept the box that you put us in at birth or in school or whatever.
But it comes full circle to what I was mentioning.
These things.
Our school system does not reward and award going outside our boundaries.
Never.
So what you find a lot of times is that you have a few schools who might pick out a genius factor that they see early and say, all of you go over there, and what you find in those special institutions, they allow them to think. They allow them to go outside every box. So naturally you might find more males rising. But our current school system don't allow that greatness.
So you're saying it allows for the girls
to excel,
to thrive and excel.
Because they naturally survive well in that system.
So be that as it may, the study and the information shows, we might be existing in that pool.
Well, look like
but the ocean still gave results that says men
Men lead out.
far exceed.
Yeah.
Good.
But I would say though, like
The wealthiest people in the world are
majority men too. So, but I would say that, and this is once again, this is not statistics based. This is just based on my own my own personal experiences and observations on life and the way human beings act and react. I would say that men and women are exactly equal, but they are not exactly the same. You understand? It's profound. All right, that has always been the issue.
They're equal, but we're not the same.
Right. So I remember one time. I don't even remember what the situation was, you know. But we hear it all the time when couples argue. You hear the woman, like the man would say something like, "Yo, or if you do that, why would you do X?" And the woman rebut and say something like, "But you know, you do that all the time."
Yeah.
And then the argument so the conversation usually get kind of confused and confusing at that point. But in my head, every time I look at a situation like that and watch a conversation like that, I'm thinking that, but I don't want to do it myself. If you're going to do what I do, I don't need you. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
Like you understand? Like the whole point is that you wouldn't do what I do, and I wouldn't do what you would do. That is the whole.
And let's face it, you're not supposed to
precisely
be equal.
But
you're not supposed to be the same.
You're not supposed to be the same, but you're supposed to be equal.
The value, I believe, is equal. The value
all right.
is equal.
Let me see if I'll be right. In this circle, equal mean half and half. And that is man and woman.
Fair.
But at the same time, dependent on certain things, because we're not the same, sometimes it is 3/4.
No.
Versus
it's like,
quarter.
It's
but
like,
when it comes to man and woman.
Strangely enough. So the other day, we did a school challenge quiz thing, right?
Yeah.
And them asked the question, which is heavier? A ton of steel or a ton of feathers?
A ton is a ton.
And that is it.
Straight.
Yeah.
And that is it. So the balance is so when you have the lever, right? So when you have the balance beam across the singular point now, and you have man over here and woman over here, it is balanced. However, man is man and woman is woman. So they are very different. But the weight and the value that them carry, I believe, are equal. In other words, I believe that a woman is just as important to a man as a man is to a woman.
Yeah, but in what context?
And
remember, we are bringing to context, you know, because you just segue down in the home now.
To each other.
In the home
And to the
now.
world.
No, all right. Keep.
And to the world. Yeah.
And we're going to separate it.
No
we
problem.
agree to each other. We're going to look back on to the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to suggest you that men more important to the world. But anyway.
In a household, it's easier for me to assume, especially in today's world, that a woman is more important in respect to keeping the household going on a day-to-day basis, natural flow. Hold on. But at the same time, a man's influence can make the whole difference in the longevity of that household. So that for me is where there is some level of balance.
Where's Craig?
Yeah, man, because me know I'm not going to make space, but I allow him. I give him
You don't know, trust me, I don't know.
Because
the last person.
I allow him for things. That's in a step on him.
Bro, the last person in the world you'd want to say you have an idea what he's thinking.
Craig.
It's good. Craig right now don't know what Craig is thinking. So I'm saying.
No, better tell you.
Why are you laughing, Craig?
I better tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so what is happening is a major contradiction going on in my brain right now, because I had said to myself, I gave myself some personal boundaries, right? So I go behave myself on the show because I go through a little period of time where I decide say I go unload and just say the rawest, unfiltered things that come to my head.
Yeah.
So I went through that little phase. So I balance off back now and I relax now and I try behave a little bit. Right? A little bit better. But when you say the household belong to the woman, the first thing that comes to my head is that's why I name household. That's why I name household.
You understand though?
Ping.
No, you understand?
Sorry, Sorry, we never buzz or something.
You never did know say that, man.
No, you understand?
My bad. Sorry,
Bro.
Sorry. Apologies.
Neither of the left side of his brain did not see that moment. I'm telling you.
No. No, I'm not even want to watch.
That's why
I know what the people will watch realize I'm actually emotional about him statement. No. Not emotional. None.
Yeah.
Because I have friends.
Please continue, man.
But yeah. So from that end, and part of why, although I'm a person who believe without a father in a household, it's sure for doomed. One way or the other. It's hard for me to see it any other way. Father figure.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted us to make
But
sure
at the same time,
and that,
you can have strong households that don't have a male in there 24/7 or don't have a father in there the same amount of time.
It's not time.
Because, exactly.
It's not time.
It's influence, training.
You do know.
It is
That's
what I'm saying. That's where the balance comes.
Some of my most dysfunctional friends in life have always had their mother and father in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about the two of them are roll all about in the streets and a thump one another. They're fairly squared.
Yeah.
So,
But are the most dysfunctional friend them I used to
Would you dare say that is because of weak fathers?
I firmly believe.
No, are you?
Would you dare say that's because of weak fathers?
No, that's a weak father.
Yes.
Is
That is why I say it, because if you're bad enough to say
no,
it.
it's division of labor that cause a young boy to realize that him father did done, you know, and him know him father is the done. But him father plays such a role of done shit that his mother is always the one to interact with him. And him know how him can beat his mother. But his mother is never going to run to his father all the time to say, Ray.
So when I say weak, I don't mean weak in regard to being a beta. I mean weak
structure set up in such a way.
Knowledge of how to manage
Hold on,
the household.
the sister, the daughter that is in there is just as dysfunctional because she know how to rule her father.
I can tell you that right now.
So I want to say this, Craig, to say, sometimes we must be careful when we insist that this picture is likely to bring certain results when you've seen it and know it don't.
So there's no.
What do you think you're with Dean?
And that's the thing. That is the thing with the world, you know. There is no cookie cutter way for anything, right? So there's no 1 + 1 = 2 with human beings. There are always conditions and factors and
no one
situations.
size fits all.
No, there are always things that happen that alter the situations just a little bit, or alter the outcomes just a little bit.
Right.
But I firmly believe that the nature of a woman is chaotic, and not chaotic in a bad way necessarily, but that whole free, wild spirit,
disorganized,
unpredictable spirit,
disorganized or impulsive.
Both, a little bit of both, and it can come off as disorganized, but it's real. It is organized to be such, you know. But it's just so. It's hard for me to explain because it's a woman. So I can't explain it, but I see it and I can respect it for what it is.
Can we lean to what the biology says?
Which
speaks to the logic mind of a male being the more dominant element.
So that's what.
And we know emotion is erratic.
So that's where I'm getting. That's what I'm getting to.
Well,
so I would say that women are more driven by their emotions, but not in a whimsical way, not in a frivolous, silly way.
Some are though.
Some of them, yeah, of course, you have bully for idiot, but you have idiot man too. You have bully for idiot out there. But so no. But let's look at a body of water, then a large body of water, like an ocean. It is wild, it is dangerous, it is calming at the same time. It has all of these characteristics, and it is powerful. It is all of these things at the same time.
Yeah.
Just like a flame, all of these things at the same time. Beautiful, but still dangerous, still wild, still uncontrollable at times, still all of these things, but these things still require some form of structure to work properly.
So if the ocean was a man, the way the ocean works now, the ocean
I'm more like the ocean could be a man, I'm more the moon.
No, but if the ocean was a woman,
No, hold on.
many cities would have washed her.
So exactly.
So that's what happens.
So that's what I'm trying to. That's where I'm trying to go. It's like everything, and that I should have used that analogy in the beginning instead of the scale. I should have used the yin yang. Basically, that is how I see the world. There is a necessity for chaos and order at the same time, and everything has within it masculine traits and feminine traits operating at the same time in harmony all the time. And if you remove any one of those two things, then disharmony occurs.
You believe that is how, or that is the only way we can truly talk about equality with men and women, the way the context says that somebody have to leg out some chaos and become more structured, or somebody have to leg
On
out
the
some
contrary,
structure
no,
and
we
become
need
more
to
chaotic.
appreciate what each other bring to the table,
Right.
and give the responsibility to manage the element that's best for you to manage.
Correct.
So I am the logical
but there are
one,
people
I'm
who
the
will
level
say,
head, and
no, there are people who say you want it that way because you want to keep women
so you want
where
to
they are.
masculine.
You want men to dominate
Yeah.
all the time, and women must always be below. That's why you want to relegate them to something else anytime they want to step up.
And all it means is that the whole need to step up there. It's not a matter that one has to step on top of the other. We work together to make the whole move. So
If you have, all right,
Is
so
man the king?
watch me.
man is a king.
Man must be the king.
Man is a king.
Watch
And with
me.
that, make sense we try dance
Watch
from
me.
that. Man is a king.
But woman is the queen. Watch me.
Ah.
Watch me. If you have this AC now, to blow fairly hard, right? You have a paper cup on this table, right? If you have a paper cup on this table,
Yeah. It might
most
blow,
likely
eh?
the AC is gonna blow it away.
Yeah.
If you fill that paper cup of water, it's not going to move, right? Where is the power? Is the power within the paper cup which provides the structure, or is the power within the water that is holding the paper cup down? Who has the power?
Man go deep in a car, the water,
Him
that
go-
just wet
him
the
go-
place.
him go deep, but
We
you
know the
have
cup
no-
a while ago had trouble.
No, but that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, but water can't stand by itself.
Tada.
Precisely. So that's what I'm saying. So, but the paper cup wouldn't stand up by itself either. So where is the power? Who have the power? Why you want to fight over who have the power? The power is in a different person's hand at different times for different things. Some things
So
they are
the-
better
the
suited. Some things women are just better suited for, and there are
the
some things
focus-
men are just better
And in
suited.
that event, it means, whether we like to say that we are not, if that is what we all agree on, we're never equal. We complement each other, but
Oh,
we're
I
saying-
understand
in
what you're
business-
saying.
but
in
we're,
business,
but
them
we're
call
never
it-
equal.
In business, I'm calling it comparative advantage, you know.
I'm not sure if
Focus
I see
on
where
where
you are. I see where you are. But I'm not sure if I agree. In other words, that come in like the two with the 12 subject. And me get 6-1 and you get 6-1, but it's in 6 different things. It's in different subjects. Like,
That's still
So-
6-1.
yeah. So we're still equal. Okay, fine. If you think about maths, but me get the 1 and you get the 2, maybe we're never equal in a maths. But then in a English literature, you get the 1 and me get the 2. So
Yeah.
that's still 1 subject each.
So
So it unequal, but it's equal.
But if we get now that we use that, we could segue into
All right.
Let
Let
me
me
say-
hold on. Let me jump back in on the dark side a little bit first.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought this was the dark side.
No, man, this is the good. This is the good. We'll go back in the raw side.
Yeah.
Right? If the woman is on top, who is fucking who?
The law says only the one doing the penetration is the one.
So,
That is what the law says. The penetrator is the one.
Not
the penetrator.
But the question really is, why does it matter who has the power in situations like those? That's what I'm saying.
But it matters a lot.
It is creating so
It don't
much
matter to
problems
you
right
and I.
now
It don't matter
because
to
the
you
world
and
needs
I.
to know.
It don't matter to you and I. But the fact that it don't matter to us, we want to be able to dissect it to see if chances are those who think so actually have merit, or those who don't think so actually. No, we have to say, yo, well, not think right. When them got 6-1s versus 6-1s, for the academia of it, we come right back around. And the two of them come for the job. You forward for the job, she forward for the job. They say these are two equal candidates for the interview.
Mm-hmm.
You get the job.
Yeah. Because society will give man the job.
Well,
that them say.
so you get $10. 6 months down the road, she get the job. Same job. And she get $5. And the story is, if you do the exact same thing, which is climb the top of the building, score the top, paint the building, come back down every day, she should get the same $10 you get.
True.
Because of the start at the same and doing the same. You believe it, you believe in equality, that's all.
But the equality
If I tell you
factor,
no, let me
equality
just
factor
write
had not come
no,
up at all
I'm good.
because what is the level of work that is being done, the quality, the efficiency of the work that is being done will naturally, in most cases like that, be done by a man because of just his physical form and what his abilities are, versus another type of job that most secretaries I find are more organized
Based on
as
what I
females
see.
and better
And
to do the
one
things that I
second,
want
Greg,
to do.
don't make it miss you. Hear how woman think now, when I say this to you, I want to even listen and learn why we reason or we reason. There are women who would get up tomorrow and say, because of a specific condition and its debilitating factors, today she cannot go up there the way or should have go up there. Hold on, you don't have these problems. You still think she should get equal pay when there are days, hold on, she eventually got pregnant, had a child, and now to go up on 50 floors, even we sit down now and say, yo, say, maybe, just maybe. You have children doing it, but her having children is a different thing. So maybe we want her to go up there a little bit less and maybe find something else. You still think she should get the same pay you get?
Yeah, good. Going to realm now will cause problems, but
Yes,
value is value.
It is a problem, right?
Value is value.
It
And
is a
at the
problem,
end of the
right?
day, we
And
can't
it takes
dance
her 5
around.
hours to do the work.
We can't
And
dance
you do,
around
even
the
though the
fact.
work get done.
We can't dance around the fact that the value that you bring to a space or the value added, because the reality is nobody employs you to get paid what you add to the situation. They employ you to do more than what you're getting paid. So the net value that you bring to the space, most men would bring greater net value than most women because of the physical abilities and lack thereof.
As I say, it take you hour
So,
and a half.
That is
It take her 5 hours.
physical
But
thing.
at the end of the day, the work is done. Who you think she should be paid? the
But
same
what
money
you
as
need to
you?
appreciate though with that, Craigie, the world has evolved from most jobs being physical or heavily physical in its nature. And most administrative roles and stuff are just, most corporate roles are now so heavily thinking roles that it's really, it's leveling the playing field. But we have to appreciate whenever it's a physical role, It can't equal.
If you're going to war, you put 100 women out there and 100 men. No, it's never happened. No matter what you believe.
So, alright. So, for something like climbing the ladder or whatever and cleaning the window, if there are no time constraints involved, and at the end of the day, when you look at the job, the product is equal with the man and the woman, they should be paid the same, I believe.
Right.
Regardless of if the woman waits in 5 hours and the man waits in
Right.
5. If there are no time constraints.
Right.
Where it is so, but it is equal and unequal at the same time, because the man can do it 5 times where she could only do it once.
Right.
So he would be earning 5 times what she's earning.
The net
Working
value
for 4
is
other
higher.
people. Working for 4 other people.
Right.
So his potential, his earning potential is still high.
Much higher.
But for the one particular job. However, me personally, I would pay the woman the same, but I would also treat her the same. If that job needs to be done, and for whatever your reason is, you cannot do it today, then I will find a replacement immediately.
You're not keeping her because she's a woman.
No,
Right.
no, I have no interest in that. Because
Are you gonna deal with her differently when you go up there on the roof and
I
say,
might say, boy, I'm
What's
sorry,
going on?
I cannot keep you in. While with the man, I would have said, boy, brother, it's not gonna work, you're fired. But she might say, but the outcome is still
But
the same.
Craigie,
Anyway, you
most
take it.
structures don't allow you to be that liquid and fluid with how you operate, because you have one painter per building and you manage 5 buildings. If she's one of your 5, it means that one building now get painted today when you send her home. So you lose.
Yes, you lose for that one day, and then after that,
but I can find 10 more paint out there.
right? So
Man.
this is what is not spoken about. Personally, again, I have found that men are usually more reliable.
And loyal.
Well,
Not, I wouldn't go there with loyal enough.
yeah, but
I
definitely
found
reliable.
that Women
So hold
are
on.
more loyal in the workplace.
Right.
I have seen.
I believe so.
men
too.
find. Men
I believe
are
women are more loyal, but men are more reliable.
Yeah,
Women
but
are
women
more
are more
loyal.
loyal. Yeah, man.
And
And I'll soon tell you a reason for that.
I'm
but I'll get
speaking.
there.
I'm speaking about the bridges that I come across, because I see some flimsy man out there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But man, I talk about like in general.
The scope of these conversations are cater for
No.
flimsy, man.
Precisely.
Yeah, we
right.
go on the
So
boundaries.
in my interactions and my observations, I see where 9 times out of 10, a man's reputation and his word is his bond. So if a man say, I will do that, you can rest assured that he's going to do everything in his power to get that done. Most times it will be done.
You know,
Right?
I grew up hearing that term say, those 2 things determine if you're a man. Your word and your balls. Everything else you can do.
Yeah.
Don't tell me say it's not fact, but yeah.
No.
You grew up hearing that.
So this is how me grow up and learn, and this is what I try to teach my sons. At the end of the day, if you say something, you should mean it. And if you don't mean it, you shouldn't say it. And once you say it and you mean it, you should get it done.
Right.
Right?
Stand by.
So because of that, over the years, that reliability and that sense of responsibility has come to be trusted in the workplace.
Yes.
So this is really what caused this unevenness out there, you know. Because just as you said, if you have 5 buildings, I have 4 men that work on 4 buildings and 1 woman that work on 1, and even if all of them look the same at the end of the day, if one day that woman says she cannot accomplish the task and she not come work, then you have a building that you can't paint. So the next day, you're going to find somebody for paint it. You might have to ask one of the other 4 to take on a double shift or whatever you might have to do that and get it done. Whatever the case. But after that now, then you're going to be hesitant the next time a woman come for a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's over time these things get eroded.
Yes, it erodes all
But-
confidence and
No,
creates
but-
a
but-
perspective.
It don't make you know, what them call them, no toxic man. It
No,
don't
but
make you
I'm-
know,
tell you me
no.
No, but hold on, but you have to
I'm that
adjust,
guy.
you have to adjust the flip side too.
Yeah.
But
Toxic
Misogynistic.
masculinity.
Yes.
But yeah,
misogynist.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
that
but you
guy.
have
I'm
to,
that guy.
no, but you have to take into consideration the flip side too, because as somebody who regularly have workman and construction worker go on in yard, some of them money are unreliable. Fuck, like them worse.
I'm surprised when you say, "Oh, if a man reliable," when, as you go to trade now, we say, what is the most popular thing
So that's
they are
it.
known for?
Yeah, but you see,
Being unreliable.
the fact is that we have evolved to have some a whole heap of waste man on the
No,
fringes.
that's fine.
But the truth is,
but
it's
here's
just a set of people.
Here's a
Man
flip
and woman.
argument. The whole of the trade man them unreliable. But I mean, like the whole of them go to the same school. You ever hear the body a send for the whole of the trade woman them?
Yeah, I go too far.
It's true though.
I go too far.
Just think about it, you know.
Yeah, you prefer work with,
Think about it. The women say they want the equality in the boardroom. They never tell you say they want equality for tile floor.
True.
They never tell you they want the equality for
That
paint
is
building
I mix him in.
That is
and mix cement.
True.
They
Yeah.
want the equality in the boardroom
Uh-huh.
and in the corporate world. So you realize we are equality and what equality mean to them.
Why
Domination.
Hence why they have equality in schools. Because schools prepare for the boardroom, it's not trade schools.
And
If
that
you're in a trade
is,
school, males still will dominate the trade
All
school.
the time.
I will lead it every
And
time.
I said to you, just like war, there are many things to think about when a woman says to you, I want to be treated as your equal.
I would throw something in before you go
What
too
do you
far, I don't
mean?
know.
Do you know what it means to be me when you say you want to be treated?
True.
Using the corporate
If
space,
you are trained and drill sergeant that a step in my chest,
which happens.
what must be said about when him step in a your chest? We don't sit down and say, well, that's equality. We say, yo, come on.
My wicked.
You should have a woman. You know,
But Rodney,
that's equality.
in the corporate space, do a glance over the different companies. We have more females working in corporate positions than males, easily.
Any day, easy.
But we have more men leading companies
But that
than
is-
women.
That is in our
But we
By
have,
far.
but we have far more women in the boardroom making decisions than
But
many companies.
you ever ask yourself
countries in the world.
why is it like that? And well, my perspective is basic. Women seek comfort. As such, it's easier for them to be employees, which comes back to why you can be sure that they'll turn up to work 8 years from now, even in the same position. While the average man go and tell you, say, no, me not going to sit
No,
down here
the day
and
of
look
the
on you
interview,
every
him said,
day
no.
and nah,
What's the
see what
5-year
me have
plan?
got. No,
Next year
I
more,
prefer
more
left
party.
the work. I prefer left the work and go push a hand cart until the hand cart turn a big shop until it turn a supermarket. I prefer lose and fail 10 times over until me get to somewhere me can step back and say, yeah, me build something. But the average female, emotionally, I'm too scared to do that.
But that
So
is
it's
why
easy for you to keep them locked down in a job.
it's not even it is the law of nature. You know? If you find yourself stranded on an island. No, I'm not going to but if you find yourself stranded on an island and you see a path, yeah, the only person who is going to consider chopping another part that way is the man.
All day, every day.
The woman would never even see it as an option. I'm going to say is
She
that
going to choose
a woman is going to
the
either
safer
choose to
of
stay
two.
here or to follow that path.
Or the safer of the two.
Safer
Or stay.
All options.
Whatever she
Alright.
believes is the safer of the two. The only person that would say, sir,
They're trying
I hear a stream over desert.
Yeah. When it look treacherous.
So make we go
Come and
through.
try this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
only a man that gonna do that.
Yeah.
A woman is not doing that. I haven't met that woman.
And we are hardwired to be able to do that, which comes back now to the original concept. It's not necessarily equal, but it creates some balance. Because the reality
How balance is it?
it creates a balance because sometimes, just like how your conscience,
how it balance?
Lord, you see when I spend a little time around the army, what them used to tell us that pain is good. One of the reasons why pain is good.
Pain is popular.
No man, pain is good.
Yeah, that's what.
One of the reasons why it's good is because one, it tells us it's still alive, but coming back to the context is that it also keep it in mind that there's something wrong with a part of your body. So sometimes that female acts as that element for calm you down sometimes as a brethren. Member say, yo, if you go down the route here, we might possibly drop over the edge. And I just you alone a drop, me a drop too now. So you need to have like a caution in how you do your thing because you have to think about all of it. And that now ensure that a man is no longer as wild and crazy about some of the things.
Yes.
Sometimes it good, yes, but then it need to maybe
But put yourself
subdue a
with
little
the,
bit.
Put yourself with the balance argument on that island. You and her, and you are say, yo, me hear a stream. Where you say, over desert. And she has said to you, boss, me think we first stay right so. The balance, you realize it can't balance. One way or the I don't know, me will search over there. Say,
What it might
be.
be.
Will stand up said place a week.
What it might mean.
And eagle and the ark them surround.
What it might mean is that you might have to think twice about how you do the move. But the reality is sometimes we can't always be jumping off of the cliffside and hope so we glide. Sometimes somebody needs to curtail a little bit.
Why?
Because it's just necessary. Sometimes I go off on a woman fancy.
You don't learn to fly sometime until you jump off the cliff.
True.
If every time a woman said to you, stay yourself. You'll always walk.
Let's shift from woman in that respect.
So you can't,
think of how
Never you shift from woman.
oh Lord. In the if you hear what I'm going, allow me.
No, it don't matter where you're
From
going.
the perspective
It don't matter where you're going.
I'm talking about your children, sir.
You bring out Craig bad side.
I'm talking about your woman. Sometimes your children.
Yeah.
Even if you're saying, all right, your woman is not the one to curtail your thinking in that respect. But just the fact that you're not just thinking and acting on your own frivolous path.
Yeah.
But say everything you do, there's a consequence now.
Your risk appetite is different.
Yeah.
Because of the people that you're responsible for.
Exactly.
Understood.
So it is sometimes necessary to have that balancing of your thinking. Because the truth is, maybe if you never have the family, you could have reached much further. But also, maybe you'd have jump off and drop.
And maybe because you jump off and drop many times, that's why you're now here with your family.
But that is not your concern. That is God's concern.
I'm just saying.
Your
True.
concern is to do the best you possibly can
With what you have.
with what you have at the time.
Yeah.
That is your concern. And whatever
and woman now work with that argument,
We are all
do the best you can.
we are all in the entertainment fraternity.
In some way.
In some way or form.
Fashion or form, yeah.
No female is okay with the facts that most nights I can't go home. Because for one reason or the other, I have to be in spaces where I am deeply involved in what is happening in entertainment.
Right.
They can't get it from a safety perspective, from a just being home and enjoying the space. Everyone will tell me, like your picnic, like your family, like why you want there road and I don't care if I even carry them home and wait till them fall asleep
And the woman
and get up.
The woman who do the exact same thing says to you, you know what I need? I need a man who's understanding.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so
You see how easy it is?
No, the world not level this up.
The world can't level.
no, the world definitely not level this up. Like
It can't level.
and the thing is, you know, and this is another thing that separates women from men. Because I saw a clip, I think I even said the clip, but the woman has said, boy, when men say this, it is looked upon as
that. But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
women
yeah,
say
but a woman
yeah,
say it
yeah.
is right. And the thing is, you know, and this is what marks a man. A man will have a vision, have a plan of execution, and execute. And it don't really matter whether you believe say it right or it wrong.
Yeah.
And that him a do.
Program or the program.
And it just
As
done.
simple as you see it. I decided I was going to invent this thing. And my brethren them say, well, it makes sense, you know. Because now we can measure the time.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
I want to look at it and say, tell me something.
What that no.
This is where you would really sit down and spend your time, man.
Yeah.
The sun, I got through glass.
Yeah.
Day and night for weeks. For the last couple of weeks, you sit down.
This supposed to, and you expect this to become something great? No,
Yeah,
man.
At time you don't want to spend it.
Yeah, man.
We say
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at it.
Go on something.
So small and no, so you try to sell the bigger value, and she'll look upon it as small, and not saying and don't
Quote him.
well, they don't comment and tell about. See, this is what I talk about. You know, they might try to talk about the woman small man,
Minimize
that woman,
it.
this and no.
No, sir.
It's the same way we look at the gate receipts. It's the same way we look at sponsorship. It's the same way we look at the bigger picture when women get up all the time and say, we are the top in the world. Why do the men who are top in the world get $20 and we are top in the world and get 10?
Value
It's
added.
value.
Net value added.
You know.
Don't tell me say must
And
pay
when
the
we say
two
value,
teams the
it
same
don't
thing.
mean
Dollar figure, wait.
them don't have the value.
No,
It
dollar
mean
figure.
them don't have that value.
If you don't add the dollar figure, you don't add it. If I don't want to watch a
Women's
female football
basketball
team the way I
cannot
want to watch a
earn
male football,
What men basketball? No. I could put it in a Jamaican context. You know the reason why the girls them did have to end up around with the boys and it's called Boys and Girls Championship, called Girls Champs Empty.
it used to empty. Right up to Saturday after.
The man them, the boy them, the girl them and the woman them all support Boys Champs.
Competition, nobody knows.
Good. So in
Not
the
in
end,
the man them never support the girls.
when you're ready to spend money where money makes sense. And that's why I said to you that the loyalty argument was kind of weird because 9 times out of 10, they will switch and change.
But I'll tell you where the loyalty come
But
from.
we're not
I'll tell you,
equal.
it come back to where I mentioned in the corporate space and the workspace. Because most women are afraid to walk out of their safety. Same way like when you find a lot of women stay in the relationships, a lot of women stay in jobs because they are afraid of the unknown. Men are less likely.
I think
And
everyone
it's
should be
funny,
afraid
and it's
of the
funny
unknown.
because one time gone it was said that we sit down, not because we're afraid, but we so loyal that we don't want to left the work. You know, you were in the 10 years, you were in the 15 years.
I think that every woman, if they find that person that they can clearly see would plot a better path for a future, and they think that they are comfortable falling back and following that person.
It don't mean they won't follow.
But it's not the same for a
don't
man.
mean they won't follow somebody else at the same time.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. They will follow the best option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in their
no,
mind.
yeah.
Who in their mind is the best
But
option?
that's not loyalty.
And in that respect, are they
It's not
willing
the
to
same.
not be equal in that space?
It's not the same for it depends. And the thing is, it come right back around to what is equal because they don't.
Decision making
woman
wise,
will-
that's where we're going now.
No man, if a
Equal is
woman,
equal.
even a woman that is accustomed to making all decisions, if she encounters somebody who, in her assessment, is better
At
at decision making than she is, she will fall back.
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't think that is the same for a man.
So, we're going to do the final. Hold on, before
Yeah.
we do the final. But I'm supposed to point at this wall.
The graphics, yeah.
Right?
Your ad there.
I want to point at this wall.
Something's supposed to happen.
This wall is supposed to say
That.
Brought to you by.
No, you're supposed to hear the voice in the background. So when I point at this wall, the wall is supposed to say.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so all this time I never know so the wall did I say it? I thought somebody was over there now.
I thought so too. So when we point on the wall, what exactly does the wall say?
This.
Rough.
Okay,
Right.
since that's what I'm explaining.
So the
Give me a part in your part in
My
words.
part in words.
Men and women equal, kind of equal, not equal at all. What?
I don't believe equality can be a question when it comes to man and woman. I believe in roles. Play yours 100%. I play mine 100%.
Diplomacy, you're going on. You're trying to find a safe argument.
Me feel a lot of my roles more important. Me not go safe with you. No safety. A lot of my roles more important.
I believe that man and woman are equal but not the same. There is something I want to say though. And it is just for people can see the difference in importance. I am, and I think we are in general, speaking mainly to the youths them and the young men and the future leaders of society and of the world. When we talk, so what we are providing is that space for the boys them of the world who sitting down confused, wondering what them for do, which direction them for go, what them for do. And when they're making decisions and people are saying, no, this and it's toxic and you're not going to reach nowhere, you're not going to amount to nothing, you don't have this and you don't have this, even though within themselves they feel that sense of responsibility and that sense of masculinity. Yeah? What we are providing is that voice to say. Sometimes they might not understand, but there are ones out there that do understand. And it is very important that you align yourself with those. So, enough of man are going in the comments that what don't understand what we say and not appreciate what we say. And it's alright. Because it's not for you.
That's what them always say. No? That's what them always say. If this is not you, scroll along. It's not for you. This is not for you. All right. Equality is a concept, a construct.
And him said me got diplomacy.
No, it's a construct and a concept. I don't know that it has existed ever, that it will ever exist and can never exist. But it sounds good to try and make it work. For who I don't know. But until next time, we have to go work it out, you know. So, anybody who want to put them ads,
That's it for go.
That's all. Yeah, upon the wall, that's all.
Yeah, big up.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do,
sponsor.
He's going to eventually tell us, because he don't want to tell us. So, but people, if you've been following us long enough, you know, space on this wall, your ad could be here.
Yeah, something must. Yeah, if I even that must go.
Yeah, that's all good, don't it?
Yeah. Your ad here.
Your ad could be here. Jesus.
Yo, make too much ad.
That bad.
Make too much ad.
Yeah. Tell him that you also get paid now. Anyway, people,
Sterling.
that's the end of Unscripted. And remember, there's up next week. We're just going to do it the same way we did it last week. And this week.
Unscripted.
Look more.